Okay, what's up? It is day 3 of vibing our way to $1 million. And today we're going to look at the next things we need to get set up for our YouTube channel. The XPLE campaign we are running, checking where that's at. Then we need to look at how we are progressing on the fast coach. And we need to discuss a few different things, like what's happening with Claude. So maybe we should jump right into that. Because the first thing that I saw this morning was that when I woke up, I had gotten this mail from Anthropic saying that Fable 5 is now a standard part of your max plan. Well, I already cancelled my max plan because there are so many other alternatives out there. They're providing a better value and you're just too late, Anthropic. Like, that's the honest opinion about this. You should have done this right from the start. You should have given people access to Fable, get them logged in such that they would be able to use your model and just stick with it. The whole thing with maybe we are having a relationship, maybe we don't, it doesn't really work. And at least not for me. So at this point, I'm fully using OpenAI and I'm probably switching to Kimi or something like that relatively soon. So that was that out of the way. Then let's catch up on where we left yesterday. Let's see. If we go back here, so we started creating these headers and we've done all of this with AI. We took the picture yesterday, we got the AI to actually create the whole thing. We have this now on X, we have it on YouTube. So if we go to our YouTube channel and have a look here, we have the same header here and we have it on Facebook and all the other ones. And all the other ones as well. Yes. Okay, so that's out of the way. The next thing we need to do is we need to optimize this with proper thumbnails. And so if you recall yesterday, we started out by, let's see, where did the chat go? Chat GPT. So we started working on these things yesterday, and so we were creating this thumbnail generator, which during the night has been working and done a lot of good stuff here. And so there was a review this morning. So this is human gated, like all of the things that I'm doing. So most of it runs for a very long time. and then eventually it stops and asks, do you approve of this? And it will, yeah, and I approved it. So, and now it's gone on to the next milestone in all of this. We just have to wait. Then for our fast coach work, this one is still running. So let me just remove this. Nobody knows what it's doing, but it's doing a lot of stuff, burning a lot of tokens. And at the end of the day, as long as we get to $1 million, it can do whatever it wants. So I trust that this is working exactly the way that we wanted to. Let's see. Right, so it's doing some Postgres stuff now, and other than that, following all the repository policies to make sure that we're delivering that quality that we actually want for our product. Then the next thing on our to-do list is go and check how we are doing with the XP campaign. And I had a brief look yesterday evening, and I must say, so far, I'm not really convinced that this is the right way to go. I might have misplaced that $300 that I invested on it or put down. Oh, wait. Ah, there. Right. So if we do like... You see the campaign is running here, and it does seem to get some reply, but the reply rate is really poorly. So 0.5, 0.4, 0.4, 0.4, 0.3, so 3 replies in total, which basically just means I got 1 reply from each of these ones. Now, and that's 3 replies out of roughly 1,200 emails. I mean, it's certainly better than no replies, but we have no clue what those replies actually state. And I see it generously round this to 1%, which, yeah, it's a bit of a misrepresentation in the graph, really. Oh, but we can see here who replied. Interesting. Okay, and so what they replied was unsubscribe and not interested. Okay. That's kind of useless. Let's see. I wonder if we can see what reply. Okay. So this means that the real reply rate from the system is basically 0, right? So the only replies we have gotten is not interested and yeah, okay. So this might not be the way that we want to go going forward, but we do have another free $400 to spend. Let's just check out how much. We have $395 we're going to spend on this platform just to check out how well it does. Maybe this will be the way to grow our SaaS, maybe not. At this point, I am skeptical, very skeptical indeed. So it's been running for 2 days now and just gotten a few responses, and all of the responses are, we are not interested. So even though that it seemed very, very promising when I first went onto the platform, and it really acts as if it knows all of your ideal clients and find all of the leads that you need, this doesn't seem to be the way, because the reply rate is simply poorly. So that is that. Then the other thing we have managed to do is we have our trolls.am/live now up running, and so you'll see here when you go on that page, if there is a live stream going on, that live stream will be shown directly, and there is a schedule for what's the next upcoming live streams, which I think is super cool and really nice as well. So we're getting to a point where this whole thing has been put into a system that seems nice. I do need to do something about the view here, so maybe we can do something else. Maybe we can think I probably need to adjust routed to not have such a big picture of me. Maybe there. Like that certainly works as well. Problem with that is the after editing. So maybe I could do something where the picture takes up. Yeah, that's probably what I should do. I should put that on the backlog of things I need to do. I need to adjust the sizes of the camera in camera thing. Okay, cool. Anyway, so that's where we are with setting up all of the live systems. Let's go back to our YouTube generator and see. Oh, this one is blocked. Why is it blocked? Okay, and it's made. Okay, let's ask it why is MS004 blocked? Because I actually don't know why that one got blocked. Oh. Okay, I think we're just going to hit play here, and then that will hopefully solve the problem. Okay, let's check. My browser crashed as well, so there's no sound anymore. Let's fix that. That's a bit boring. Okay, so the fastcodes.io that we are building out, we need to figure out exactly what that will look like, right? So we have here the user interface that we will be dealing with. And so this should be for creators. So we'll actually have two user interfaces. So we're going to have one for creators, and we're going to have one for people who want to access their favorite creators. What will we call those? Customers. Actually, consumers. Right. So this one we're going to delay. That's not part of the milestone we're doing right now, but we will delay that one. Then right below that, we'll have the backend, and below that we should have a worker infrastructure. Then on the user interface itself, what we really need is, so if we dive into this one, that one should contain a few different things. And inside this one, we need the ability to create a coach. We need the ability to create a web widget. Oh. If you go to my homepage, trolls.im, you'll see that I here have a placeholder for actually adding this. Once we have gotten all of this up running, I'm going to train this on my own YouTube videos and then add that right onto the front page so you can talk to it. Right, going back. So Excalibur. Oh wait, where did I go? We also need to have a Discord connector. So these are the three main things that we want to have for V1, right? And the deadline for shipping this is 18 days. We have the core functionality of being able to train a coach. We want to now move this into a backend. So right now, all of this is happening inside of an app. We want to move this into a backend where you have a worker that can create your coach for you. You can then connect it to your YouTube, to your Discord channel or to your web page, and that's it, right? And so the key idea here is that by doing this, you will create a system whereby influencers and other people on the internet can easily set up a thing where you can find things in your YouTube channel, which I think is super cool. And then once we have done that, we can start talking to some of these influencers and figuring out exactly who is this interesting for. So my idea here is that the segment of Discord, of YouTubers with a Discord channel will be the segment we want to talk to. And I think it's a segment that's relatively easy to reach. I might be wrong about that, but I think so. And it has the benefit of targeting these kind of people will hopefully help also grow my own YouTube channel, because people will start talking about these things and in that way say, well, actually the guy who created this was this guy, and so on and so forth, right? And I think that is the key thing. Then it really boils down to, are we going to do this as a freemium model where we are having this was powered by, or do we only do paid? This depends a bit on what my consultancy situation looks like in a couple of months from now. If I have a new client, probably I will set up a freemium model whereby people can just add this to their existing stack, and I get free. Well, not free, but I get to see. I get to put this powered by fastcoach.ai IO everywhere, which would help me get some exposure. I think that could be a way to go around it. I'm curious to hear your comments on this, so if you have any ideas on how I should promote this, love to hear that in the comments. Okay. Now getting back to what we were doing. Right, so we're having a few different things here. And let's see, so we're still missing quite a lot of... It's a missing... Right. So it's doing quite a lot of work here. So it's doing version templates of Trolls IM with exact overlay, crop replacement, blah, blah, blah. Free variant, content sheet, network script, path isolation, and reproducibility evidence. My goodness, it's going very deep on the details there. Mechanical Q&A and portability offline review. Holy crap. It's really done its work on working out all of the user paths here. So I'm very curious how this is going to work out. So mind you, this is just a single prompt where we ask it that we should create this thumbnail generator. And actually what this system does behind the scenes is it will create a whole heap of user stories, acceptance criteria, and all of that. And so all of this is done with a progressive loading principle that I'm teaching on Compound Coders. And what this actually does is it uses this progressive loading to make sure that it figures out all of the user stories, creates acceptance criteria, and create all of the things that we need in order to build out this entire system. And somewhere here, we should be able to find the actual artifacts. I think that might be one step further down where it's done that, or even one step further. Yeah, okay, so it comes in this step here, right? So the Let's flow is creating all of this. So we start out by telling it exactly what we want. And now we can see here that it starts creating the run for this. It uses specific playbooks, interview requirements, and verify assumption, using some 5 counsel things and some discovery mechanisms. And we could, for instance, go here and actually check all of the assumptions it's based on. And so it here lists what are the confirmed facts within this repository and what kind of things do we have available to help us do this task. And this is super useful, right? Because it makes it very, very traceable what has been available to the agent when it did this. And this is one of the key techniques that, well, it's actually combining a few different techniques, right? So we're using progressive loading here to make sure that we are discovering what we need to do based on the task at hand. But then we're using what's called the 5 counsel technique to make sure that we cover all the aspects of the user journey. And then we're using a red team, blue team technique to further audit that and make sure that we actually have been thorough when we did this first thing, right? So it's a very long and very tedious process. This is also why we started this yesterday. It's not finished yet because it's also writing retrospectives. Every time something goes wrong, it will write a retrospective. So you'll see here exactly what happened. And it writes this out both for the success cases and the failure cases, so that we eventually can go through all the retrospectives and work out why did this work, why didn't it work, and do the full analysis on this. This is a super helpful thing to collect all of this data automatically so that we have it available for improving our thing. And oh, here's one of the things that I want to see. This is the user mapping. Right, so user flow mapping, user stories, small, while still capturing the complete journey. Right, and let's see what it has done here. So this looks like a playbook we're looking at, isn't it? Right, so here we are actually mapping out all of the user flows. And yeah, okay, let's see. Let's try to just open the folder here. see if we have a clean desktop somewhere. There. Okay. So you see here, it has mapped out all of these user flows, and it is quite detailed. So it has here the first user flow, which is the workspace lifecycle, where it basically explains what are the preconditions, what are the ordered steps that you take in order to go through this user flow, what are the failure patterns, what happens in various scenarios, and all of that. And yeah. And we have, I think, about 13 of these. Oh, 12 user flows. Right. If I weren't so lazy, I would have had a approval gate where I would review all of these user flows before doing it. Right now, I have set up this automatic. So you first have the user flows being done, and then the AI agent is spawning new AI agent to review these user flows. And through doing that, what actually happens is that it learns or figures out other aspects that we haven't covered, which means that I've been quite successful with one-shotting a lot of stuff. Now on my laptop here, I'm actually making a different prototype where I'm trying to do exactly the same thing, but instead of using the high-end models, I'm trying to do this with low-end models such as GPT 4.1 mini. And with some success, I might add, I've managed to do this with get it to completely write a calculator from scratch, a CLI calculator with a REPL system and all of this. It's not quite where I want it to be, but we are getting very, very close. It's definitely progressing. Cool. Okay. So these user flows are then what informs the tasks that it's doing and all of the milestones. And probably for fast codes, we should have something similar. So let's go and check that out, because I actually haven't looked at what it's doing. So if we go back to the chat here and we go to fastcoach.io, let's just see, there's a task here. Let's open the corresponding folder. Oh, wait. So you'll see it has a very long list of tasks here that it's doing. So, and each of them well described, describing what are the things that we need to verify. And so you'll see we're using Bazel for all of this, but it basically says exactly, okay, what do we need to make sure is passing? These are the tests that we're having. These are the policies that we need to make sure are passing, and so on and so forth. And let's have a look at some of the other ones here. Implement backend foundation for FN Vision Phase 3 and 4 by reusing compound coders, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this relates to that Fastcoach itself is going to serve LLMs. So it's a relatively complex system. So basically we are replicating what OpenAI is doing. We're not just providing the users with a so we're not just providing the users with. Oh wait, give me a second here. We're not just providing the users with a single. Let me redo that because I completely lost the thread here. Okay. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to set it up such that that Fastcoach is a full end-to-end system. This means that we need to be able to serve the models that the users actually need. And what that entails is we'll have a chat completions API. The chat completions API is going to work as follows. We will use a chat completions API that's basically forwarding this to another provider. And so in my case, I'm hosting all of the models within Europe. I could do this on VLLM or any other system, but in this case, I'm just using a serverless setup while I'm still proving this. But in the long term, we can move this into our own VLLM infrastructure, right? And so when you go in Fastcoach, you make a request. What happens is it will be using the model that we already served for doing these things, and it will have all of the key things. This is what this this particular aspect is about. So we need to make sure that we have a way to access this through an API and in such a way that it becomes relatively straightforward for the user to deal with these things. Okay, let's go on to the next task and just have a look what else it has. Yeah, so it has a lot of interesting stuff. I'm so curious how this is going to turn out in the end. This might end up becoming complete rubbish, or it might end up becoming great. I know some people have had really great results with one-shotting these things, and we are basically trying to do the same here and see if we are getting to a point where models are feasibly and reliably one-shotting things. I think with the flow that we have put in place, I think there is a reasonable chance that we will get there, but I think there is also still work to be done. Let's see, how do I go one directory up from here? My goodness, I never thought I'd say this, but I really miss the ... from the old Windows machines. Okay, let's see. There we go. Tasks. Cool. So you'll see, just like we had for the YouTube thumbnail generator, we have a list of user flows as well. And here we have exactly what is it that creators should be able to do in order to upload and publish their coach. I wonder if it has... I'm not sure it has a thing for training the coach. So this might be something we need to add as an after effect. It might have missed that because the brief for what we have to do was quite... yeah, was quite shallow. Like, I didn't give it a lot of information to go by. Just said, go ahead and implement this. All right. Let's get back into it.
Keep begging all you want, 'cause I love you on your knees. You can't get enough. I'm everything you want and need, baby. Don't speak out everyone, 'cause I'm pretty like that. I'm a greedy girl. Just breathe, feel like oxygen. Are you counting from 1 to 10? Listen, baby, I say when. Baby, I say when. Don't make a move till I tell you to, 'cause baby,
Okay, and one thing we do need to get going is we need to figure out how to do the trend study. And one of the things I've been looking at is, let me just bring that up here. And actually let me divide my screen into two just for the sake of making this more readable. So do here YouTube. There was, I wonder, how do we do this? Oh, there are more people being live. Oh, he has a really great setup, this guy, with that's nice. Nice. Anyway, basically there was a YouTube video that I watched this morning, or at least I watched part of it, which told me that what I ought to be using is, maybe I can see it in history. Yeah, this one. So this one has some great things on, just take the sound off. Had some great things on what tools to use. And we already use Epidemic Sound. We have a Discord. Oh, I really love how they have optimized everything here. That's really cool. I think there's a lot to learn from these guys. I think this is the part. Just give me a second here, because I want to listen along. There was one specific tool that I thought was really useful. Let's check this out.
Basically, this is just looking for supply and demand imbalances on YouTube. You can go through YouTube right now, refresh your homepage, and you'll find a video that did hundreds of thousands of views on a channel that maybe only does like 200. That's a great indicator that whatever it was about that video's packaging, whether it's the topic, the way the title was phrased, or the composition of the thumbnail, is something that you might be able to adapt into your own niche. You can actually install Chrome extensions on your computer like 1 of 10 or vidIQ, and then your YouTube feed will show you these scores right next to videos. The bigger the number, the bigger the outlier score. Once you notice these patterns.
Wait, so what was that tool called again?
Whether it's the topic, the way the title was phrased, or the composition of the thumbnail, is something that you might be able to adapt into your own niche. You can actually install Chrome extensions on your computer like 1 of 10 or vidIQ, and
1 of 10 vidIQ. Let's just find that one. Oh wait, what happened now? Yeah, accept cookies. Let's see, what's the pricing? Okay, that's not too bad. We can definitely go for that. Cool. Now, one of the things that's going to be our strategy, so the goal here again is to get to $1 million, right? But we're not going to put all our eggs in one basket. So one thing that's going to be our strategy here is we're going to grow YouTube and X. These are going to be the two primary platforms that we will be looking at. And at the same time, we're going to try to sell learning material, and then we're going to build a SaaS. So these are four things. It sounds like I'm doing a lot at once, but really the AI agents are meant to do most of the heavy lifting here. And we're going to do more quicker than anybody else in the industry. So if we go back here to this one and we just go down. So one of the reasons for this strategy is, if you look at this post here by Rob Hallen, he basically got paid out $4,284 for a single post on X. Now, that's not an isolated example. This happens over and over again, that you see these things where people who do well as influencers actually get pretty big paychecks just for putting stuff online. And if we could get to a point where we're earning a few $1,000s from X, a few $1,000s from YouTube, a few $1,000s from SaaS, and a few $1,000s from knowledge, well, we have a nice diversified portfolio, and we're ready to basically just, scale the whole thing up and keep on going. Now we have the knowledge product in place. So I have built out Compound Coders, which is a great product. It has all the things you need to get started with learning AI and learning all the fundamentals, all the way through to very advanced things like the things I showed in this video, that will get you to get a repository where you basically can one-shot things. This is the core thing that it will teach you. So that product is kind of finished. We're building the SaaS now, which is the fastcoach.io. And the vision here is to start out with targeting YouTubers that also has a Discord channel and get that going first. If that works out well, then we will expand from there. Another trajectory we might look at there is schools. So I am in contact with a few schools who might think that it could be interesting to do the same kind of concept, but for teaching. And so I have some great stuff coming up on that, in particular making pets that can help students do things on their laptops. And then finally, we're building out X and we're building out YouTube. So right now, as I showed you, we are building out our fast coach, but we are also building out our YouTube thumbnail generator. Now, with the flow that I'm running, these things are going relatively slow because it's very thorough in what it implements. But the nice thing is that this is basically just give the prompt and then wait for it to finish, and we should be good. But I think one thing we really need to do is I need to work out better how to attract people both to the Discord community, how to attract them to their YouTube channel, and how to attract them to X. And so this is going to be a major part of what we're doing next. The whole building out the SaaS while we're doing all of this is relatively straightforward. Okay, I need to just attend my laptop to see what that one is doing. Cool. As I also mentioned, we're going to do a AdWords campaign just to see if we can get the first sales for Compound Coders going. I've been setting this up, but somehow the campaign doesn't seem to start, so we need to work out what's wrong here. And I do recall that I saw something about something being blocked. It's just going to copy that. Actually, let's do this in the repo because we might need to make some code changes. Okay, and so basically what we need to figure out, right. What we need to figure out is how do we set up conversion tracking using Google Ads? Actually going on here when we're doing things. I think that's the way to go. Okay, it's now come back with a result for us, and let's see. Okay. We need to update Compound Coders to do the real question here is, are we going to use trolls.im for this, or are we going to use compound coders for this. Let's not overthink this. Coders.com following existing style. Then while it's doing that, let's just continue updating these things. So I think we want to do camera 2. Oh, why can't I edit that one? Interesting. That works so well with these ones. Why doesn't it? Ah, that's because it's fixed. Okay, cool. Let's... Okay, but this is better. Because now we can actually have a reasonable sidebar and still see what's going on the screen. I think that's really useful. And I think this should also work better with any of the other ones. How does this look in... Yeah, this looks reasonably well here as well in Discord. Let's have a look at what a browser looks like. Now we don't need these two side by side, do we? And here it actually also works reasonably well. So we just cover the sidebar, but the main content is shown. So I'm pretty happy with that. And so we're going to do book appointment next. What did we actually tell the AI to implement? I have no clue. So let's see. Booking confirmed. Okay, booking confirmed. But we can't scan that one yet because it doesn't exist yet. What we could do instead would be to make it as a subdomain. So this goes way faster because of the lead pages that we have built into Compound Coders. So we could just ask it to make a subdomain with booking confirmed. If we would do that, then we don't need to deploy a new version of Compound Coders, and instead we could get this up running much faster. The question though is we might want to add site tags and all of that. Let's just try to see. Just to not overload. OpenAI, we are going to use Claude for this one. Well, since I do have Fable 5 now, according to the mail I got from Anthropic this morning, let's use that. Might as well get the last bits out of it while we're still here. So this, what this does is, in the Compound Coders main code, I've created a lead pages system that allows a agent to create new pages by just interacting with the MCP. And this makes it we can make completely custom pages. So let me give you an example of what that actually looks like while we're waiting for this to be created, because I think it's complete overkill to update. Let's just see. Trolls.im. So we'll do call. Now, an example of a custom page we've made is call.trolls.im. So this page is basically was made by Claude using the brand guide that I've decided to have for Compound Coders. It incorporates the calendar from Calendly, and then all we need to do is set up the confirmed page. And actually I should update this with a logo or something like that. So profile picture. But anyway, so the key here is to just get Claude to implement the booking confirmed. This should be really fast to do. Let's see. Where did it go? There. So we have now created the booking confirm page. Let's check that out and see what it actually looks like. Nice. So I think we can get back to Google Analytics, or rather Google AdWords. So we're going to go back to that one now. And look at all the stuff I did not do here. All I did was just ask Claude to create the page for us, and it just went ahead and did it, following the brand guide of everything that we already have in place. So this is actually great. I'm pretty happy with that. So we're ready to scan this one now. How does this even work? Page load form submission. Let's just do page load.
Never talk too much, I keep on giving. Gotta move racks to keep on living. Can feel when the lion fibbing. Straight in your eyes and cold as ice. How many chances, yeah, are you giving? Can see how they're treating women. Doesn't matter how vexed you are.
Okay, so it wants us to add some stuff here.
Feel so comfortable, there's no urge. Income multiple cage like birds. Better sleep, yeah, but it could be worse.
Let's see how we do this. Where did...
Maybe that's what they want us to think.
Wrong window. We need, what is it called? Thought, there we go. I feel a bit like we are doing this the wrong way, so we're mixing domains and stuff like that. But on the other hand, I would really like to just have a single place where people are booking calls, and so maybe this is the right way, maybe it's the wrong way. The nice thing is we don't really need to do a lot to test these things out, so we're just asking Board to update the pages, and one thought, if you're running Google Ads to the main booking page and counting on redirect, so you may also want the same tag. Yeah, sure. I have no idea what we're doing here. We'll just rely on this. Just do... And if there's one thing to say about Google AdWords is I don't think it's particularly intuitive. It can do so many things. It's actually super tedious what it's including. So I trust that Claude will just do the right thing here. We will see if it does. If it doesn't, who knows?
Bittersweet world, bittersweet life. Bittersweet life.
Okay, so it seems that it's done setting this up now. And the next question is whether we have set everything up so that it runs correctly. So for those just tuning in, what we're doing here is we're building out our SaaS and knowledge business. So we're building out a knowledge business, we're building out a SaaS, and we're trying to chat our way to do all of this. And what we've just done is we've set up the booking page for when you want to do a corporate. So if you have a company that wants to upskill their engineering, we have created a booking page for that. We're setting up AdWords to try to capture some of these leads just to play around and see if that actually works. And now, it says here already it's installed correctly on the site. So, but what's happening here with my view? Why can't I see the entire screen? That's kind of annoying. They're done. Okay. So what is it saying now? Prevent disruption, conversion. Okay. Let's just try to go back to overview and see. Okay, great. Our campaign is now up running. The question though is, where does it send people to? And we also need to set up the Calendly redirect for this. So Okay, we might still have some work to do. Cool. And so while all of this is happening, our agent is working in the background on building out some of our other stuff. So here we are building up a conversion tracker. We probably want to cancel that task again because we chose to do that using our lead pages and the MCP server. Then we are building out our YouTube thumbnail generator. So this is based on fal.ai and a manual step. And we walk through all of the details on how we have done the user flows. And finally, we are building out our SaaS, which is this fastcoach.io. And this is basically a system that allows you to replicate any YouTuber and ask them questions. And we have built out a desktop app for this, so we know that the principle works. We know that we can build this out. And now we're trying to make this into a SaaS so you could connect this to your Discord channel and have a replica of yourself answering questions and directing people to the right kind of YouTube material that you might have. Right, but right now we're working on getting back to creating our funnel for compound coders. So compound coders is my learning platform where I teach people how to become great at using AI. So if you go here, you'll have a course on how to use proven techniques to become really great at AI. And now we're going to target companies with this. And so in order to do so, we have set up a full page. We're setting up a Google AdWords campaign to actually book these things. And what we have just done is we have created the redirect pages so we can track conversions, or hopefully track conversions, assuming that Claude and I have set that up correctly. And finally, we are going to move back and get the redirect working now. And I think I have an idea for what we're going to do next. But that is for tomorrow. Let's see. Okay, let's see. That ought to work now. Let's just test out the flow and see how well this actually works. So if we go here to all roles that I am. Okay, so one thing we need to do is we need to add it such that the text is nice. Okay, cool. So that worked. The flow is working now, which means that we should be ready to track things. Let's get back to our where did our AdWords campaign go? This is not what I asked for. Let's see. AdWords. So one thing that isn't clear to me in all of this is, are we directing people to the right place when they see an ad? And that's what we need to figure out. Well, why would it do that? I don't want that. Okay, we definitely need to get rid of this one. How do I delete this? Because one problem here is if we don't direct people to the right place, then this campaign is actually going to be very expensive and not produce a lot of results. And that's pretty much the opposite of what I want. I want it to be very cheap and produce a ton of results. So slowly working my way around understanding how this actually works. It is definitely not the easiest of things I've ever tried, but oh, you can create a lead form as well. How does that work? Interesting. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, let's... Okay, so you can really do a lot of things in here. And I think we are just going to play a bit around with some of it. This is probably not for now. Let's discard this one. Right now we have the side link, book a free consultation, call out. I'm wondering if that might be worth adding, because if we are adding price up front, we basically sort out all of the people who are not willing to pay a lot of money up front. I think this is something we probably want to play around with. A night per qualifier. Interesting. Okay, I think we're just going to leave this for now. So we've set up something. It seems that it's getting ready to run. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go back and have a look at what XP has been doing. Whether it's send out some emails, whether we have gotten anything but rejections so far. So no, still only 3 replies, and those 3 replies are unsubscribed. So probably let's see how we are doing in a week from now. But if there are no results, we're probably just going to cancel what we're doing and ask for a refund. Let's check out the status of the work we're doing here. So we have 3 things we're doing, right? We're building out fast codes. It's still pursuing that. Let's have a look at the YouTube generator. You see it's now done. Let's just try to ask it a question while it's doing this. Do you have an example of what the generated thumbnails look like? So I'd actually like to know this. Okay, so while we wait for this to finish, I think we're going to make a post for social media. And we're going to ask Codex to do this. So make a carousel post based. Oh, I can't spell. Carousel post based on our. Actually, let's make 7 carousel posts based on our course, and then get back to me with the content for approval before scheduling. So these are the kind of things that's become really easy compared to what it used to be, right? So I've built out a workflow that allows me to take the course content I've created and then create social media carousels from it. And so what you'll see now is it's going through the playbook for this. And using this playbook, it will work out, okay, what is the content that we're having? And what could I possibly make of carousels here that are nice and educates people on how to use AI. And then it creates carousels. So if it's for Instagram, it will create it as a video with sound on, because these perform better on Instagram when they're created that way. And if it is if it's for LinkedIn, it'll just do the images. And we're going to schedule this across 7 platforms and for 7 days, which means that we will have content coming out every single day. The next thing we need to do, so it's already coming up with some slide deck here. Reliable. Okay, so this is the core compound code of thesis. That is great. Yep, this looks great. This looks great. I love this. It actually presents me with the content before going ahead and creating this. I hadn't expected that. I thought it would just create the cards right away. So let's just read through this. Now the booking webpage is done. Booking confirmed is done, but I think we're probably just going to discard this page since we already did this with Claude using the lead pages system that we have built. So all of this is actually already up running, and I don't think that there's any need for this. So let's just park this for now. We are not going to go through with that. In the meantime, let's get back to creating the thumbnails that we want to have, or rather the carousels that we want to have. Let's see, it writes here that it is done. What does that mean? Content approved, but the compound tools are not currently exposed. The available connection provides. Wait a second. So there's something it misunderstands here. It should be. It should not be using compound social. What tools are you missing? This is very confusing. Okay, this is very confusing. I am not sure why it does this, but really what it should be doing at this point is it should just go ahead and implement these things. I overapplied the MCP specific workflow. Okay, we need... Okay, so something is wrong here. It's supposed to do something different, so I think that I might not have the latest playbooks. I am not entirely sure what's going on here. But I would have expected it to produce something quite different. One of the cool things you'll see here is if it can't find a playbook for how it's supposed to do things, we actually have a fallback that says, okay, we're using this playbook when there is no playbook. That's the playbook for the missing playbook, which is basically a way to say that we have a standard for everything we're doing inside of this repository. And for that reason, the output becomes really reliable because we're always following the same kind of way of doing things. The social media cards that you made are not correct, so we should have a different playbook that actually explains how to do this correctly. So it should be done with the avatar, and we should also produce videos. Could you find that playbook and figure out why it wasn't followed? We're just going to wait for it to finish this merge, because I think it might be that the playbook is in the latest develop, but I just forgot to pull the latest develop. I cannot see any other reasons why it wouldn't follow that, but in any case, this calls for retrospective for why did we not get the result that we wanted. We should always reflect upon that, and if an agent is not following what you actually want, it's because that the substrate it's working in is not configured the right way. And so right now we're having a problem that it doesn't figure out how to do the thing the right way, and we need to fix that. Okay, so the live stream is coming to an end, and we are pretty much wrapping up for today. This is not quite done yet. We are still creating the social media cards, but hopefully they will come through soon enough, and we can get this scheduled for the next 7 days, so we don't need to do anything. I'll leave the chat open so we can review it tomorrow, and then what we are going to do tomorrow is we will continue looking at how is XP performing, how is Google Ads performing, and then we'll start working out or start building up our funnel. We need the funnel for the guide where you sign up and you get a free guide and then you get into the system. That is probably the next steps. And then of course we'll have a look at where are we with Fast Coach. Is it getting any closer to being finished? Or are we at the point where we simply need to go and do some manual work? I'm very curious. And finally, we of course have the YouTube thumbnail generator, which I have no idea how. So it seems like we're halfway, milestone 4. I would have expected this to be a small task, but clearly the system we've put in place puts in a lot of conditions for it to actually do the things that needs to be done. So we went through the user flows. It's covered quite a lot of ground, which is both good and bad. It makes that the system hopefully comes out as something that works really well, but it does take a long time. So this system is not really for experimentation. It's more for things where I know what I want. All right, take care and see you tomorrow.